Have you ever failed to recognize somebody that you really should have, could have recognized? It was 17 years ago. I was just coming after a college football game to what was going to be an after-game pizza party where we were going to celebrate, but my team lost the national championship game, so hardly anybody came. So I was standing there with cold pizza in my hand. There was a big guy next to me. A friend of mine said, "Hey, this is Toby Covell. You want to meet him?" And so I went up and started talking to him. He had on cowboy boots that were kind of scuffed. He had on a cowboy hat that was kind of dirty. He was bigger than me. And I said, like all males do when we start off, "Well, what do you do for a living?" And he said, "Well, I sing a little bit and play guitar." And I went, "Okay. Do you play by yourself or with a band?" He said, "Oh, I got a backup band." I said, "Well, what kind of places do you play?" Now, I'm picturing Abilene, honky tonks. I just had all this in my mind. He said, "Well, my next gig is going to be at the Houston Rodeo." Normally big time. And then my friend interrupted and said, "Jim, you were talking to Kobe Keith, right?" And I said, "No, he told me his name was Toby Covell." No, that's his real name, but his stage name is Toby Keith. You might want to just stop right now. And then to fully enter into the hall of shame, I said, "And who is Toby Keith?" I just didn't see it. Now, I know he's big time. I mean, he's in truck commercials and everything. And I went out and back then you got CDs, so I got a CD of his. I said, "Oh, I've heard a couple of these songs." But you see, I failed to recognize him. But that's not nearly as critical as if you failed to recognize Jesus Christ. Our scripture today, in fact, the whole Gospel of John is wanting to make sure that you see Jesus and believe. Everything from beginning to end is all directed there. All of the I am statements in John's Gospel are only there so that you know who I am. It's really, really important that you understand the possibility that if we understand who Jesus is, we can actually become a child of God.